Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everyone? It's KIM and SAV, Kim out of Savannah, Georgia, of BetterBodyCrew.com. And yes, I am back. I just thought about something else just that quick. So I just did a Facebook Live about a client that reached out to me midnight last night and had an issue with someone that they found online. And now I'm going to do a Facebook Live. Oh, hello, Glenda. Welcome back to the company. I see you restarted your business. Congrats to you. And so now I'm going to do a Facebook Live about someone who called me. Well, no, she reached out yesterday. Actually, she reached out yesterday, but we actually spoke today. And it was the most interesting conversation. And I say that with no sarcasm at all. It was a really, really good conversation. And I want to share some things with you guys because it also reminded me of another situation where that I came across recently, and my business partners and I were talking about it. And I definitely wanted to share with you all because there's too many people out there that are finding out about things after the fact. And so I want to be that person to give you a heads up and give you a warning about things so that you're not blindsided. Okay, so here's the deal. This woman reaches out. She lives in Texas. She reaches out to me yesterday and she's like, hey Kim, saw your YouTube videos, I want to talk to you about your company. And so I said, okay, do you want to talk about it from a customer perspective or from a consultant perspective? Like, do you just want to buy the products or do you want to do the business? She said the business. I said, okay, cool. Now, I personally, some people do not like it when people want to actually speak with them, but especially if somebody wants to do the business, I'd rather appreciate it. I actually really, really do. You know why? Because I take this seriously, and as I'm building my team, honestly, I don't want to work with somebody I don't like. Now, it's a lot easier for me to say that right now because of the stage that my business is in. My group, as you guys know, you've seen me with J Baby, Lisa Lee, Candy B. The main players there's a lot of people in my team, and many of which I've actually never met before. But the people who take it seriously are really actually like wanting to tap into the residual aspect of the business, y'all see me with them, y'all hear me talk about them, I share stories about them and things of that nature. And so you're working pretty closely together. If you're working closely with someone, you want to like them, right? You don't want the phone to ring and be like, oh Lord, here go so and so, what she want, right? And also, I want to be very clear with them as far as expectations about the type of person I am, the type of leader I am, and what they can expect from me. I want someone to know that if they need someone to call them every day and give them an Eric the hip hop preacher type, you can do it, go out there, get them tiger speech. I'm not that person. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to give you a wake up call every single day and offer motivation and think. For me, my situation that got me into this profession, that was enough motivation for me to do what I needed to do. So I do understand that there are people at different levels of their business, but as far as like it relates to actually motivating another person, I think everybody should seek out ways to motivate themselves and utilize those ways. So it is always super beneficial to me whenever I've had an opportunity to talk to someone before they joined versus someone who just signed up in the middle of the night. Now, I do like the sign-ups in the middle of the night. Not saying that you don't have to do that, but I definitely, if you are serious, I want to talk to you at some point. And so, and I will say this, a lot of people sign up with me without ever talking to me because they feel like they know me because they see me in my videos. So they're like, okay, I can rock with her, and they already know how I roll. So that, that is something that I don't have issues with, and a lot of people don't have issues with me as it relates to us having an amicable relationship and a good work, what do you call it? Hey, what's going on, Robert Jojo Hill? And us having a good work type rapport once they join. It hasn't been a problem with me. I haven't had any of the horror stories that I've had some other people have. But anywho, guys, I will tell you about the lady. When I finally spoke to her today, we had a really, really good conversation. She did not find out about my company through me. She found out about it from someone else, and she followed that person. She saw some stuff that she liked, and she saw some stuff that she didn't like. So even though that was her first exposure to the business, she decided not to join that person, and she actively sought out reps that she could possibly join. And that's when she found me. And that's when she reached out to me and we had a conversation today. It was a great conversation. We covered a lot of bases, and she was just basically looking for someone that was more her speed. And she said, I just get the feeling that if I join this other person, they probably won't work with me and give me the attention that I need right now. Not that I need a lot of attention, but I do need some help, and I don't want to be out there stranded by myself. Which reminded me that, like, I think it was 2 weeks ago, you guys know that I frequently talk about the fact that myself and my team, the majority of my team, we are a part of this group that basically it's a group for all network marketers. It is a safe place. Nobody can tell what company they are in, but there's a gentleman who has made so many multi millions in the profession, and he teaches you how to market correctly, how to attract people to you. And it's really, really good in my mind, because since he is not a part of any company, he has a very objective way at looking at things, okay? And what I have found is that not only my team, but everybody in the whole entire group is taking advice from him, knowing that he's not saying it with a hidden agenda, okay? There have been some people that have gotten advice from their uplines, from their leadership, and they feel like, okay, is this really in the best interest of me, or is this person telling me this to build their check because I'm a part of their downline and they profit from me? And it can be kind of tricky, kind of iffy at points, right? But because we are a part of a group where, like I said, this gentleman is not a part of any one of those companies, we don't have that issue. Now, here's the thing. We all are sharing different stories in that group. And the thing also that I love about it is my team can see other things that other people are struggling with in other companies. My team can see that what they deal with, first of all, it might not be that as big as they think, right? There are much bigger fish to fry. There are some people that are going through some really horrible things and have had some unbelievable situations happen to them in their other companies. And my team can now appreciate our company better. So it's really, really good. Now, one thing I want to point out was this one young lady said, hey, I really am enjoying this group. And the reason why I'm enjoying it is because I recently joined this opportunity with a leader, and I reached out to them, but they informed me that they only work with social media influencers. So basically, I'm on my own. I'm still going to do the business because I like the company and the product. This is what the person is saying. I'm still going to do the business because I like the company and the products, but I'm basically on my own. And this group, this training environment, this mentorship, this monthly membership right here has given me a roadmap, a blueprint for how to still navigate this business, because I don't have anyone to help me. And boy, she got so many comments on that post, because first of all, everybody in the group was just like, whoa, wow, how admirable of you that you didn't just quit. Way to go. You can do it. Let us know if you need anything. Like, everybody was really giving her kudos to her. I definitely was. I was like, whew. Not saying that you cannot build a business by yourself. That's not to say that at all. It's just to say the fact that, it's definitely harder, especially if you don't have prior experience. See, to me, when they give somebody the title of a sponsor is supposed to be somebody that kind of assumes the responsibility for showing you the rope. But some people just say, hey, all I have to do is introduce you to the opportunity, and that's all I technically have to do. And technically it is. But see, that's why it's important that people, again, have the conversation with a person, because if you can get an idea of how a person does their business ahead of time, it can help you make a better decision about whether or not you should join with them. Because the thing is, what a lot of network marketing companies have is they have a system in place, and it's for integrity, right? They don't want you jumping all around from person to person to person to person to person, just the minute someone ticks you off. But many network marketing companies have it so that you cannot change teams once you've been there either 72 hours, or maybe it's a week, or maybe it's whatever the time period is. You need to look in the rules and regulations or bylaws or whatever of that company to see if you can change a sponsor, and if so, what is that time period? Because for many people, it's a very, very small window. So half the time, by the time they find out that the person that they join is not a good fit for them, it's too late. It is too late. So, and also, let me say this too. I'm not saying that network marketing leader I don't know if it was a man or woman, and I don't know what company the person was in, because again, this is a group of people from all different companies that just want this membership, this training from someone who has proven themselves, right? So I don't know whether it was a man or a woman. I don't know if it was a super duper high rank. They just said my leader, right? That could mean anything. But I don't know the specifics about this person. But I will tell you this. I'm not saying that person is wrong in that. Because when my group and I had a discussion about it, some people were like, oh, that's wrong. And I was like, well, maybe not. Maybe it's not wrong. You got to realize that you're going to have leaders. And a leader is really everybody, right? But I consider everybody a leader in their own right. But people have a right to do their business the way they want to do their business. There are some people that only work with social media influencers. There are some people that only work with people once they hit a certain rank. There are some people that will only work with people if you go to every single convention, if you're on every single phone call. There are some people that will only work with people if you have your first home party within a week. And listen, some of those things would definitely not. I've never had a home party in my current company. Never. Don't plan on it. I don't plan on it. Not that there's anything wrong with home parties. That's just not my deal. That's just really not. But guess what? If I joined a leader and they were a home party person and they were like, hey, Kim, you need to do your first home party within a week. Houston, we have a problem, right? So these are things that you need to find out about before you lock arms with someone. They're not making depending on who you are, it could make or break your business. How about that? It could make or break your business. But the young lady that I spoke on the phone with, she expressed some concerns too. And it's funny because she said, I like the fact, I can't remember verbatim what she said, but she basically was saying, I like the fact that you've been doing this long enough that you've had success, but you're not too big that I fear that you will just ignore me. And she was like, I've heard that before, and some people say, well, I hope that doesn't offend you. And I'm like, I'm not offended at all, because you're exactly on the money. You are 100% on the money. I have done this long enough that if you get in, my advice to you is not going to be, go get him, Tiger. No, I've made enough errors for everybody. So, if you get a certain objection, if you come across a certain situation, chances are I've already been there, done that. So I can tell you how to easier navigate it so that it doesn't just completely throw you out of the game. But by the same token, everyone on my team has access to me. Everyone on my team who is working and who communicates with me has access to me. I don't chase people, but everybody has access. It doesn't matter whether you're brand new, whether you have network marketing experience before. It doesn't matter whether you have hit the first rank or not. I am willing to work with you as long as you are willing to be patient with yourself. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I see somebody liking what I'm saying, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I don't get offended when people say that, because they are 100% on the money. Now, conversely, like I said, I've been doing this long enough to have experience. I'm not too big to help anybody, but I'm not going to lie. I am too big for some stuff. So I will tell, and I tell people, honesty is my superpower, and it really, really is. And a lot of people feel that from me, and that's why they end up having conversations with me. And you know what? There's a lot of people that I'm sure that don't like me, but I don't know those people because they don't call me. It just makes sense. If you don't like me, you're not going to reach out to me. So, it's all good. But I'm not too big to help anybody, but I am too big for certain things. So there have been some people that have reached out to me and said, hey,
sorry, I didn't get that. The internet isn't reachable.
Oh, Alexa is tripping. So anyway, there are some people that have called me and said, hey, I just saw your video and I saw you and Candy B in Walmart, talking to people and and they've let me know, I'm in your area and I would like to go in the streets with you. Babe, I don't go in the streets like that anymore. I'm very, very upfront. I'm past that season in my business. Not that I'm too good for that season, but just the amount of people that I have to service in my organization. At the time that I was going out to Walmart in the streets with Candy B, it was pretty much just me and Candy B. Seriously, it was just me and Candy B. So I could do that. Now, and I was married at that time, so I had, I could leave and go out with Candy B, and then my husband at that time would watch our child. Now I'm divorced. What am I going to do? Am I going to bring my kid with me to Walmart? Am I going to pay a babysitter to watch my kid while I go out with you to teach you how to? No, I'm not going to do that. I don't do that anymore. And so, guys, that's why it's super important that you pay attention. If you are considering joining somebody, pay attention to where they are in their business, and you need to lock arms with them in a time that'll be most beneficial to you, because there's going to come a time where, and this is what I tell people all the time too, it cracks me up when people say, you know what, you go make your first million and then I'll join you. Well, that's fine. If you need, well, I guess, what do they call that? Proof of hey, Jessica, I see you giving me some hearts. Thank you for that. I think they call that proof of concept. It's fine. If you want to do that and you need proof of concept that the business model works and you want your friend to become a millionaire first, super duper cool. Just realize that. Realize that when they become a millionaire, don't think they're going to slow down and mash the brakes to now catch you up to speed when you could have gotten in with them as they were building and y'all could have built together. This has happened before too. In my first company, I remember my leader said that. He said, I started with nothing. And then by the time I met him, he was making $500K a month. $500,000 a month. Do you understand? He had, of course, that caught the attention of some of his friends, some of his associates. And so he had this one guy who joined him when he was at the height of his income level. And the guy got really offended because he wanted to call his friend for every little thing and say, hey, man, where I find this? Hey, man, how you do that? Hey, I need you to come out here and do this. And he could not do it. He was beyond that point of his business to where he could basically jump every time that person needed him. That person could not get that one-on-one personalized service that he could have gotten had he joined that person when the person initially brought the opportunity and presented it to them. So let me be clear on this video right here. I'm not knocking anybody for building their business how they want to build their business. You have to realize that people don't get to a certain level without having certain standards. A lot of times big leaders, they only have so much time. If you look at how big their organizations are, it could be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people. Do you really think they're calling all 50,000 people? Do you really think they're giving all 50,000 people what they need on a one-on-one basis? Because remember, all 50,000 people are at different points in their personal development, in their influence, in their business, in their finances, right? So oftentimes when you're looking at a big leader and you're sitting there holding the phone, admiring their lifestyle, saying, I'm going to join with them because I know I'm going to get a lot of spillover. Understand that there are some advantages to it and there are some disadvantages. And one of the disadvantages, not for all, but for many, is that they have certain criteria that before you can get one-on-one access to them. If you even try to get in contact with some big leaders, you're not going to get them. You're going to get their assistant. That's just how that works. And you can't get mad. You can't get offended. That's the cost of doing business with a big leader oftentimes. And if you get somebody and you say, oh, well, they're too little for me, understand that person that hasn't quite, they don't have a mansion and the millions in the Maserati, but they have the attention to give to you. Now, conversely, if they have too much attention to give to you, that's a warning sign. Because you don't want to join somebody and feel like you're the only person on their team. And every single day they're calling you, did you hit your quota? What you doing? Did you call everybody on your list? Did you this? Did you that? Da, 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 da. So again, think about it like, seriously, if you're looking for a business partner, it's no different. If you're looking for a business partner in direct sales, in network marketing, MLM, it's no different than if you were looking for a business partner in a traditional brick or mortar business. You want to know, what does that person bring to the table? And is it compatible with what I bring to the table? Are they are we speaking the same language? Do we have the same communication style? I know some people that join network marketing leaders and then they get all offended because they cursed at me. They curse all the time. You didn't notice that? What, you thought you were going to join them and all of a sudden they were going to be like, hello, you can do it. Yes, it's okay. I believe in you. No, they might say I believe in you, but they probably going to say, I believe in your ass. Why don't you believe in yourself? you better boss up, BITCH, or whatever the case may be. But if that's how they roll, why are you now offended? Why are you now acting like, I can't believe they said that? That's how they presented themselves to you. So, a lot of times we have all the clues there, but we just choose not to pay attention to it. Danny Shepard, he said, Kimberly, what's up? What's going on with you? What you doing up? It always trips me out every time I do a Facebook Live, like in the middle of the night, especially after midnight. I don't expect anybody to jump on, but a lot of y'all be up at night. But Jessica, Jessica said, right, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So again, I have certain standards for my business. I'm not even going to lie to you. There are certain things that I do, and there are certain things that I will not do. If you want to know what those things are, you can feel free to reach out to me, and I will gladly tell you. Because here's the whole deal: I don't benefit at all from somebody joining me and who feels like they've been duped or jaded or anything like that. I do my best. Just like I said, a lot of leaders put stuff out there. They tell you exactly how they roll, but you don't want to see it. You only want to see what you want to see. So you only want to see the fact that they live in this glamorous life, or you only want to see the fact that they got a big fat check. And because it's network marketing, and you know that when you join a big leader, you do, depending on the compensation plan, you do get spillover. And I'm going to talk to you about how funny that is. Some people joining big leaders for spillover who never capitalize on the spillover. It's like, it's so crazy to me. It is so crazy to me when people do that. But it's not funny. It's actually sad. But it's only because they don't understand. They don't know what they don't know. But yeah, people, all the clues are there oftentimes. And if you are joining someone who takes the business seriously, especially if they're doing video marketing, they're going to give you the real deal. I know I try to put out there in my video exactly who I am, exactly what I will do, exactly what I won't do. I have a very, very direct money message, so that attracts a lot of people, and guess what, it repels a lot of people too. And that's exactly what I want. And again, that's why I crack up when some people try to tell me, Kim, I might join your team if you did this or if you did that. Guess what, don't worry about it. We're not a fit. It's not that I'm being egotistical, but I'm not going to change my message for you. I'm not modifying my message for you or my delivery style. It is this way for a certain reason. So you got to understand that, if you're thinking about doing something like this, really, really look into who you are listening to, who you are thinking about joining. Pay attention and see, if everybody that I see them with, is it always a doctor? Is it always a lawyer? Is it always a social media influencer? Is it always a celebrity? Is it always a this? Is it always a that? Because if it is, then that makes complete sense as to why their check is super duper huge. And if you do not see them, like showing, hey, look at this grandmother, or look at this college student that came from nowhere, and if they're not trying to build people's influence, if they're just leveraging the influence that people already have before they come into the business, understand, if you have no influence, that might not be the leader for you, unless you are super duper self-motivated and self-driven and can do it regardless. Okay, it's not that leader's fault. Okay, it is your fault because you didn't really understand that this was a business. So again, kudos to the young lady in Texas that reached out to me. Like I said, we had a great conversation. She had me cracking up. I had her cracking up. You know why? Because we were on the same page. She saw a lot of my videos and she liked my delivery style. And this always happens. Whenever somebody does call me, I always know it's going to be a good conversation. You know why? Because like attracts like. And so people that call me usually like my delivery style, my communication method, the things that I'm saying and how I say it and how I do my business. And so therefore, they're automatically more comfortable with me. Guess what? When they're more comfortable with me, I'm more comfortable with them. So it's always like, hey, we both feel like, oh my gosh, oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Oh, that's funny. But we're talking over each other because it's like we already know each other. It's like we're old friends who haven't spoken in a long time, all of the time. And it's hilarious and it's fun and it makes the business simple. It makes it easy and it just, I'm telling y'all, these are just very, very basic things, but they are things that the majority of people overlook. And I don't want you to be one of those people. So that's why I'm sharing it with you now. If you appreciate it and you're watching me on Facebook, make sure that you follow me and click see first so that you don't miss when I upload another Facebook Live. And if you're watching me on YouTube, I want you to hit that big red subscribe button and bang the bell to the right, ding dong. So every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. Bye now.